The wheels on the 2006 Commander had seen better days, so this is one of them right here. And they both show online that they've got the same stats, both 17 by 7.5. There's a little bit difference in the offset. I think it shows here on the Wrangler one. I'm showing an offset of, where's that at? I know I saw that somewhere in there. 44.45, and it's got hardly anything on right in this area right here. So let's see if I can show that. There's not much lifting there. I don't know if you can see this little ring around here. That's from the Jeep Commander's brake caliper bracket. It fit on there flush, but the bracket was hitting right here, and you could hear it as soon as I backed the car out of the discount tire. I could hear that thing rubbing, so I pulled it right back in and had these pulled off and threw the old ones back on. This is the spare over here, but the rest of the Jeep Commander rims were similar to this, but just really rashed up bad. And Jeep Commander, even though they might say that they're the same size, this is the result right here, this ring of rub. So now I've got something else I got to deal with now that I've already had these mounted. And if you can see here, I've already got I bought brand new, because I figured my 2006 TPMS sensors, they cannot last much longer. So I bought brand new TPMS sensors, had them installed in here as well. So now what I have to deal with, since I spent all the money getting these tires mounted, balanced, and sensors put on, I have to deal with wheel spacers now. So I'm going to get 1-inch hub-centric wheel spacers to go in there. But now, okay, so this is the side that I put the original Wrangler wheels on. This is the part right here that scrapes, and I believe this happens on Grand Cherokees, you know, the 05 through whatever Grand Cherokee, but I definitely know 6 through 10 Commanders, this happens here too. So this is what rubbed. This is why I need the spacers. So what I did is I went across this thing right here, my brake rotor. I want to point one thing out. These are a 1-inch spacer. Now if you look at my lug studs there, these are the side that didn't have to be drilled off by my mechanic. If you look at those, they do protrude a little bit. I don't know if the camera captures that. There's a little protrusion there. Not a problem for me, and I don't think most Jeep owners, that's not a problem because of these guys there. We have spaces in behind, in between the lug seating surfaces. So the site that I did order these spacers from did recommend that if you're going to go shorter than a 1.5 inch or 1.25 inch, that you may need to trim your studs or have a wheel that has spaces in between the lugs and lug mount. Okay, those are the spacers torqued in. I did not put Loctite on these original lug studs because I'm getting ready to do, I don't know if you can see how bad this rotor is rusted, I'm getting ready to do a brake job. So brake job's coming up within a month, so I'm not going to do that. I'll recheck these because I'm changing out these wheels anyway, so I'll re-torque these and make sure they're torqued down. I'm not putting any Loctite on there after what I went through with my seized lug nuts and having to pay a mechanic to drill several of them out. I'm not going through that route again, but I will put some Loctite on there once I get the brake job done, just to hold these on. But I'm the type of person that rechecks and rotates my tires frequently, so I don't put them on and forget about it for years. Okay, thank goodness they work. Finally got the new wheels and tires on the Commander, and with the wheel spacers, 1-inch wheel spacer, no rubbing. The Jeep actually looks more natural like this. I kind of wish they had done this from the factory. The 1-inch offset actually looks more natural and fits with the shape of the wheel arch better, and still gets the tire under the I guess the fender guard, and yeah, looks really good. It feels a little bit more, it rides actually a little bit more, I don't know if I could say stable. It just feels more natural of a ride, and there's no rubbing when I turn corners, so I would say this is a good thing. Let's see if I can get in there close enough, show you can see the wheel spacer in If you look hard enough there, you can see the spacer in there, so you got to keep an eye on the spacers, make sure that they're torqued down every month or so, well, every couple months probably. And next will be the brake job on here, but once I do that, then I'll Loctite the wheel spacers on there, but not quite yet. So that's how it looks on there. No problems with the 1-inch spacer, and since there is a space, or I guess a cavity behind in between the lug nuts right into this spot right there, the fact that it's only a 1-inch wheel spacer and having a little bit of lug nut sticking out doesn't matter at all. There's still a tight seal with the wheel against the wheel spacer, so no problems there. So it looks good. I will update if any problems arise, but so far it rides better, it looks better. This is definitely a more natural stance for the vehicle. Well, I guess we'll see if it puts extra pressure on the wheel bearings, which a lot of people say that wheel spacers, I mean, simple physics would tell you that they're going to put extra pressure on it. Is it going to be enough to cause a problem? I guess we shall see. All I know is that back in the 80s, with my 80s full-size Ford Broncos that I owned, back then, first thing I did is I took off those little 15 by 8 inch rims with the 30 inch tires and put on 15 by 10 inch rims that were huge offset, sticking out, with a 33 by 1250 tire on there. And talk about some extra pressure on the wheel bearings. I never had a single wheel bearing issue the whole time I ran those 15 by 10s with the big 33 inch tires on there. Never had a single problem with that at all. So, and it made the vehicle look so much better. Of course, those stuck way out. I mean, that was too far. It was past the fender flare completely, so that was too far out. But these are real natural and they look good. So hopefully they'll keep working well.